Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Loft. Thank you for coming out for this beautiful evening. You're in for a treat. We're going to have an amazing show on the stage here in just a few minutes. Before we get started, first of all, how many of you here are seeing a show at the Loft for the very first time? Wow, fantastic. We're a lot of new folks and a few returning folks. That's great to see as well. Thank you for coming out and supporting live music. Could we get a round of applause for our hardworking team who's bringing our food out and down in the kitchen? Thank you. And keep that up for Wayne in the back. He's doing our sound tonight, and we couldn't do this without him. Thank you, Wayne. So I'm Bob Manley. I'm one of the co-founders of Hermit Woods Winery. And we got started in this crazy business that we're in over 15 years ago in my home in Samberton. We actually started in my master bedroom, believe it or not. Thanks to my lovely wife who's here tonight, Geraldine. She, if it wasn't for her, we certainly wouldn't be here tonight. So thank you, Geraldine. So we've been growing this business now for the last 12 years here in Meredith. We kind of grew out of my home and we moved the whole operation over here in 2014, and we've been growing here ever since. When we moved to this building, this space was a retired law office from 25 years ago, and we didn't know what to do with it, so we used it as storage. And at around 2017, 2018, I poked my head into the ceiling of this. It was nothing like you see here today. And I saw that our ceiling could go up to 14 feet. And that's when the epiphany happened. And I said, we need to make a listening room out of this space. And that came from an inspiration from, anybody been to Pittman's Freight Room in Laconia? Good. There's always somebody who's been there. It was a great venue. It was around for about 10 years. And that venue started as a listening room series put on by Jonathan Lorenz. And I got to see a show in that format for the first time about 15 years ago and was blown away. I had an opportunity to appreciate music like I never appreciated it before. And it's not only an opportunity for the audience to understand or appreciate the music differently, it's also a chance for the artists on the stage to have a relationship with you that they can't typically have in other types of settings. So it's a really unique musical experience. And when I realized what we had here, we began thinking about how we could transform this space into what you see today. I reached out to John Lorenz, who started that series at Pittman's years ago, and asked him to help me. With John's help and many other folks along the way, we built this space out. And in 2022, we had our first show on this stage, and we've been putting shows on the stage ever since, almost every week. And I think we're at somewhere of 160 shows now. It's hard for me to believe. If you guys will keep coming out, we will put music on the stage for the rest of my life, which I'm hoping is a really long time. So I hope you keep coming out. So that's a little background. I want to let you know, if you there's a card on your table. If you want to know about future shows, we have just about all the shows that we're going to have this year are booked out. We have a space maybe for a couple more. But if you go to our website, hermitwoods.com/music, or you just use the QR code on that card on your table, it'll take you to our listing of upcoming shows. And just to name a few, let's see, on July 4th, actually, and this isn't happening here, but Katie Dobbins is the host of our Songwriter Roundup series. She puts a show on the last Wednesday of every month. She's going to be performing on the patio. It's a tradition. She has performed here or across the street every year for the last 12 or 15 years on 4th of July, and we're really happy she's going to come back and perform for us again. So if you want to come out tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening from 5 to 8, Katie Dobbins is going to be doing her 4th of July show on our patio. And then on July 10th, we have Namari Kaita and the Landaya Trio. It's an African drummer coming from West Africa. We'll be performing with Dave Kabrensky, who will be performing on some African instruments that he learned while studying in West Africa. It's an amazing show. This will be Dave's third time coming here. That's on the 10th. And then on July 13th, the New Hampshire Music Festival. This is a complimentary show. If you want to come, they're putting on a trio. It's piano, viola, and cello. and that's on a Sunday night, and the show starts at 5. That's on the 13th. And on the 17th, we have Josie Lawrence Collective coming out of Portland, Maine. Going to be an outstanding show. Josie's performed here before, so that's on the 17th. And then a very special show, Chris Miga, who is also one of our sound engineers and has been instrumental in us helping us set this room up over the last 4 years. He's going to take the stage. He's a jazz pianist, and he's coming with a quartet, and that's on July 20th. That's also a Sunday show. So the rest of the shows, I'm going to stop there. Like I said, you can go to our website and learn all about the music coming up. I think we need to get our band on the stage, and I need to stop talking. So a couple more things. I really want to say thank you again for coming out tonight and supporting live music. Just your being here and your ticket purchase tonight goes a huge, long way towards supporting what we do here. If you are so enthused about what you see tonight and you feel inspired and want to support the band additionally, they certainly are happy to take tips. We have an old-fashioned tip bucket over on the table there. If tipping isn't what you're up for, there's also merchandise on the table. You can bring some of the band's music home with you tonight, so that's another way you can support our band. But please know that your being here is enough support. If that's all you want to do, that's wonderful and much appreciated. So thank you. So the Campbell Band, they're going to deliver an unforgettable blend of acoustic folk, guitar-driven roots, and soulful storytelling, with a sound that has been compared to Bruce Springsteen, LaMontagne, James Taylor. Their performances are a mix of raw energy. Their live performances are a mix of raw energy, emotional depth, and powerful jams. Let's get the band on the stage. Please welcome C.J. Barrett on drums. Welcome, thank you. Chris Morano on bass. Chris Antonides on guitar. And last but not least, Ian Campbell, vocals and guitar. Enjoy the show, everybody.
You were getting into. No one really does, but you picked up that mantle and carried it so far. Now your work is done. Through all the slings and arrows, you did it all your way. You never lost your faith, you just kept pushing through. Now you've earned a break. But don't forget to look back with a smile and a nod to everything you learned along the way. They say a sacred life is about giving your all to others. This paradise might fall right out of your hands. No matter what the cost, you can always find the value. You might walk away feeling a little bit faded, but that's just because you're dedicated. You didn't know what you were getting into, but you never know to see it from outside. this welcome rest comes so well deserved. The pressure's off and it's been a great ride. But don't forget to look back with a smile and a nod to everything you learned along the way. They say a sacred life is about giving your all to others. This paradise might fall right out of your hands, no matter what the cost. You can always find the value. You might walk away feeling a little bit faded, but that's just because you're dedicated. Somehow I know there were times it would have been easy to give up. Trust me, I felt them all too. But you get to look back now, after all that you've done, to think of all I gave you. They say a sacred life is about giving your all to others. And this paradise might fall right out of your hands, no matter what the cost. You can always find the value. You might walk away feeling a little bit faded, but that's just because you're dedicated. You're dedicated. Well, thank you, everybody. How you doing tonight? All right, I love it. I love it. Welcome to the evening, my friends. Welcome to the evening. That song was called Dedicated. That song was a song that I wrote actually pretty recently about, I'm a Rotarian. Any Rotarians in the crowd? You know, there's like 5 million Rotarians in the world, but every time I ask that question, I get like crickets, you know. The other day I got, what's Rotary? Thank you, yeah, all right. That song is a song that I wrote about the woman who succeeded me as the Rotary Club of Denver's president, because I wasn't able to be at her changeover party, which I was very bummed about, and so because I was throwing it mostly, right? But unfortunately, it was in the middle of a tour, and the timing worked out. It didn't work out, so I wasn't able to go. But so I did what I do, and I wrote her a song. And Dedicated is the song that came out of it, and so I'm pretty stoked about that song. She's very happy with the song, which is the important part about it, right? But also the fact that I like it, you know, it makes a difference. But this next song is a song called "Rather Be a Man." Sometimes I feel like running away. Sometimes I don't know which place to stay. Sometimes I feel like hanging around. Sometimes I wanna live my life with a pride. Sometimes I feel like shouting out loud. Sometimes I don't know which way to turn. You have to be crazy to make something great. So every time you thought you could relate, and you're spinning around, it all falls down, but in the end, you're looking like a clown. Don't know how to do it right. No self-help good for living life. People tell me I'm losing my mind. I can't get out from behind. I'll do it better if I can. I'd rather be a man. If I fall down, can't pick myself up off the ground, would you be there to hold my hand? to do it right. No self-help good for living life. People tell me I'm losing my mind. I can't get out from behind. I'll do it better if I can. I'd rather be me. Sometimes I feel like running away. Sometimes I don't know which place to stay. Sometimes I feel like hanging around. Don't know how to do it right. No self-help good for living life. People tell me I'm losing my mind. I can't get out from behind. I'll do it better if I can. I'd rather be me. I'd rather be me. I'd rather be me. I'd rather be me. Thank you very much. That was a song called "Rather Be a Man," and that was off of my first album called "Stories from an Old Set of Strings." I wrote that song a very, very, very long time ago during a bit of an existential crisis. You know, the kind that you have when you're 24. It was very deep, very, very deep, and very female related. But I remember thinking, I wrote the song, and years went by after I wrote that song before I finally released it, and when I was like 16 years old, I had this dream of releasing an album, and I remember, I'll never forget, my sister, who was sitting in the back seat of the car and hated my ever-living guts at the time. Sometimes I still, well, never mind. But just kidding, if you're watching, babe. But Lindsay, love you, sis. But no, I remember sitting in the front seat of my mom's car and putting the visor down, and opening the mirror, and seeing like half my face. I'm like, this is gonna be my first album cover. It wasn't. But because when you're 16, turns out your design aesthetic isn't exactly the best in the world. But a bunch of years later, I finally did it. I finally released an album called "Stories from an Old Set of Strings." It came out in August of 2023, so it only took me. Thank you. Yeah, so I was incredibly excited about it. It was probably one of the proudest moments of my life was opening up and holding those CDs, because, even though nobody, actually I do have a CD player, but I don't think it's actually been opened in God knows how long. But the fact that I finally had it after 25 years of dreaming about this and kind of saying that and seeing a dream come to life was pretty profound, actually. And I remember my mom telling me, because I posted the whole thing online, and because if it didn't, it wouldn't have happened. But my mom told me, she's like, what do you say to your son when he realizes his lifelong dream? I know, I get a little choked up just thinking about it, actually. but it was a pretty powerful thing, and so that was one of the songs on there. This one is actually, I've got my next album coming out called "My Own Way," and that's coming out August 1st, and I'm very excited about that one too. Thank you. And so there's a bunch of singles out that are off of that record already, but this one is called "Blunt Words, Sharp Edges," and this is going to be off that record too. So. Dull as a spoon, but sharp like a knife. Words that hit harder than a city lights. How can I tell you when you don't care? Voices in the street we hear from miles around. We don't say a word, we hardly make a sound. It's just another day in our lives. Long words are sharp, as you shout until there's nothing left. We keep heading towards the each other with an open hand. Someone always has to try to take a stand. What will it cost us? When will we know? Forwards the sharp edge of shout until there's nothing left. We keep heading towards the ledge with forwards the sharp edges. Times I wish that I could see the pond when we're on the other side of these broken hearts. I never thought that this could be my life, but we keep using words that only come like a knife. Tall as a spoon, but sharp like a knife. Words that hit harder than the city lights. How can I tell you when you don't care? Forwards are sharp as you shout until there's nothing left. We keep heading towards the ledge with forwards are sharp edges. Forwards with sharp edges. Forwards with sharp edges. Forwards with sharp edges. Thank you so much. So, first of all, give it up for Chris Antonides on the guitar. So, there's throughout the course of the night here, we're gonna be doing some things. We're gonna be playing some stuff full band. I'll play a couple things myself. We'll have Chris change out to some acoustic guitars because it's fun to watch him awkwardly try to navigate the space with it while he's putting it on. But no, we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna have a good time. And this next song is a tune that we are gonna do with a full group here. This is a song. This is a song called 2 a.m. that I wrote. It's actually the first song that I ever wrote. Well, probably the second song that I ever wrote. It's the first song that I ever wrote that wasn't lost to a high school history notebook or something like that. But because I had nothing better to do in high school, especially during class. Are there teachers in the crowd? Okay, sorry. But I wrote this song 2 a.m. It was the first song that I ever wrote. It was the first time that I realized that you could try to figure out who you wanted to be when you grew up. When I was in my 20s, and you could actually kind of create that instead of letting it just happen to you, which is kind of a cool experience and also terrifying as well. And gets even more so as I get older. That didn't go away. But yeah, so this is 2 a.m. 1, 2, 3, 4. This life I've yet to find. But I stare into my broken dreams and promises left behind. Today's the day I know I'm ready for more, but all my thoughts just keep on falling to the floor. Wish I could make him stay, I haven't got a clue. But all of my thoughts just keep running back to you. It's 2 a.m. and I should have gone to bed. gone to bed. Well, I step back in my real life, and I can't find the cure for all those mistakes of my yesterdays and all that's come before. How can I keep from falling back to you? You meant so much to me, I know you felt it too. Giving me a reason that I'm falling from myself. I need your hand to hold the dream from someone else. It's 2 a.m. and I should have gone to bed, but all of these voices keep running through my head. I need to fade them down, but I don't know how. It's 2 a.m. and I should have just gone to bed. It's 2 a.m. and I should have gone to bed, but all of these voices keep running through my head. I need to fade them down, but I don't know how. It's 2 a.m. and I should have just gone to bed. Thank you very much. I'd like to say I wrote that song for anyone who's ever sent a drunk text. That wasn't me. You're staying on acoustic. But yeah, so that was the first song I ever wrote, first song I ever really released out to the streaming channels, and was. You know, the first time you release music is always an interesting experience. Any musicians in the crowd today? Anybody that, yeah, right? When you put yourself out there, when you put your stuff out there, it's amazing. There's this amazing feeling of excitement and pride and sheer unadulterated terror that comes along with it, right? Because you don't know how it's going to be received. You don't know how people are going to take it. You don't know. You know that you poured your soul into it, but you don't know. If your soul is if anybody else is going to think that soul is worth lopping up, right? And so, fortunately, I got a lot of great response off of that song, and so I was very happy, and it kept me moving. You know, things like that keep you moving forward when you're in this kind of unforgiving job that we exist in, and so it's always a lot of fun when you see that. But this next song, it's easy to fall for, right? You know, it's funny. So I've always, since I got a smartphone, have written my set list down on my smartphone and put it on the ground so that I could read it. Now, when I was 25, that worked really well. Now, it's a very different story. So you know, if you see me going like this from time to time, that's what's going on, right? Yeah. It's not a bad idea for me. Like my wife keeps saying, she's like, you should be able to see that road sign. And I'm like, it's fine, I'm sure. But yeah. So this song is a song called "Easy to Fall For." This is another one that's on Stories from an Old Set of Strings. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. time before you came around, when it all seemed so simple, my life was so buttoned down, but you stole a glance, threw a wrench in my plans. Now it seems like my next move is in someone else's hands. You were easy to fall for, hard to let go. I just wanted you to need me more than you'll ever know. But that's not how it's meant to be. Still this memory of you just won't leave. You're easy to fall for, and hard to let go. There was a time when I thought I'd seen it all. There was no way to get through those walls around my soul. Just one look at you, and everything changed. Thought I'd found someone to carry my flame. You were easy to fall for, hard to let go. I just wanted you to need me more than you'll ever know. That's not how it's meant to be. Still this memory of you just won't leave. You're easy to fall for, and hard to let go. Now that you're out of my life, every thought of you cuts like a knife. Every time that I walk out the door, it feels like a roll of the dice. 'Cause I don't think I can take anymore. I've been here before and I swore that I'd never feel this again. But here I am down on the floor. You were easy to fall for, and hard to let go. I just wanted you to need me more than you'll ever know. But that's not how it's meant to be. Still this memory of you just won't leave. You were easy to fall for, and hard to let go. Hard to let go. Thank you so much. I don't think they let you be a singer-songwriter without at least having one heartbreak song. Fortunately, I got a couple of them. All right. So I've talked a bit about my first album. So the first album that I wrote, this first album that I put out, Stories from an Old Set of Strings, is an all-acoustic album. So it's just me playing guitar, it's a couple different guitar parts, and me singing. And my idea for it was, first of all, it's affordable. But really, my idea for it was that I wanted to, these songs that I've written over the course of 15 or so years that were going on onto this record were kind of an introduction to me, right? And kind of the story of my life, hence, in song format, hence the name Stories from an Old Set of Strings. And so I wanted it to be, kind of like if I were sitting around a campfire with you guys and you guys and you guys and, all of you here, and I wouldn't have necessarily, I probably wouldn't have all these people, right? I wouldn't have Chris and CJ and Chris and this amazing and talented group of people that I get to play music with. It would just be me and my guitar. And so I wanted to kind of put that into a record, and so I did, and that was Stories from an Old Set of Strings. But as I started getting reception from it, and people started liking the songs and liking the music, I decided that it was time to start putting some band work behind it. And so this song is a song called Nothing Wrong, and this is it's on the record as an acoustic song, but it's also as was Easy to Fall For, but it's also out there on the streaming channels as a full band version as a single. So and I have to say, after listening to both, I was very, very proud, and I still am very, very proud of Stories from an Old Set of Strings. But listening to it with a band behind it, man, I'll tell you, it's got a whole different thing. So if you're a streamer, if you like checking that stuff out, go ahead and stream it 400 or 500 times, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But this is called Nothing Wrong. Just where I stand, I know I'll find dry land. When I search this great big earth, my life started when we found our worth. I know there's nothing wrong with me, even though that's all you'll ever see when you look into my eyes. An open book. You'll never find how to use what you took. Someday you'll finally see that I just had to set you free. I know there's nothing wrong with me, even though that's all you'll ever see when you look into my eyes. Wait to see, that's all you'll ever be. But I know I will get by. There's nothing wrong with me, even though that's all you'll ever see when you look into my Give it up for Chris Morano on those tasty bass licks there. Whew, boy, I'll tell you, that's a fun one. Well, thank you. Everybody heard that, right? All right. Those dark eyes staring at me from against the wall. You seem to know that feelings don't have a place at all. Try to make you understand. Well, I'm just a man. You seem to know the reasons. Don't let them through. This is how you're smelling up at me. What can I do? Your eyes say something different. Well, I know it's you. The way you look, the way you stare, the way your mouth says nothing's there, the way you smile and turn to me is just enough to make me believe we can wrap the hands of time and for tonight. You will be mine. You try to look so vulnerable, but that's a lie. But I can see what's behind those eyes when I walk by. You come and take me by the hand. Well, I'm just a man. But I can tell you one thing, that nothing's changed. Now everything I wanted is within range. This time we have is long overdue, but I know it's you. The way you stare, the way your mouth says nothing's there, the way you smile and turn to me is just enough to make me believe we can wrap the hands of time and for tonight. You will be mine. The way you look, the way you stare, the way your mouth says nothing's there, the way you smile and turn to me is just enough to make me believe we can write the hands of time and for tonight. You will be mine. 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 Thank you so much. Give it up for CJ Barrett on the drums. So CJ and I just got to know each other pretty recently, and I said, hey, I got some songs that I'm going to play, and we're going to do this show. Do you want to come join us? And this was like, yeah, some of them sound pretty fun. Let's get after it. And so I sent him some stuff, and we got together, and I'll tell you what. I mean, we played a bunch of stuff. We played all pretty much through everything that we were going to play tonight, but it was that song, "You Will Be Mine," when he just like shredded the drums on that thing. I'm like, all right, you know what? This is my guy. I like this guy. But very cool. Well, I'm gonna do one, if you all don't mind. I'm gonna do one solo here. You got a nice couch there. You can just kind of sit back and put your feet up, you know. Yeah, this song is one of the singles off of My Own Way. It's a song called "Running Back to Me," and this is one that I wrote when I'm from Rochester, New York originally. Moved to San Diego, and I went in and I booked out some studio time, and I got the guy to say, "Okay, we'll do 10 tracks, and you know, do this, that, and the other, whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, fantastic." And so I'm like, "Oh, wonderful, this is great." So I go and I'm getting ready, and I sit down with the songs that I've got, and I realize about 2 days before I was going in to record that I only had 8 tracks. Only had 8 songs. And so I was like, well, I got to figure something out quick here, you know? So I sat down and I wrote 2 more songs, and they were pretty bad. They got better, but they started out pretty bad. And this is one of the songs. This is called "Running Back to Me," and this is one of the songs that I wrote about an old girlfriend of mine back a long, long time ago, long before I was married. And I mean, hopefully that's obvious, but you know, you got to say it anyway. But I wrote this back then, and it stuck with me. You know, it's kind of like it wouldn't let go. So I decided that I was going to rewrite it and actually make it good. And so this is the song that came out. This is "Running Back to Me." Thought all this time we could have made it better, but you had your own plans and didn't ask me to stay. I never asked you to think about forever, but you started thinking, went there anyway. And I never slept so good as the nights I spent with you. When you wish upon the stars, sometimes it won't come true. And you walked away with a taste of your lips still burned on mine. Now I'm lost in a fruitless search for something I'll never find. No, you're the sweetest thing that I've ever seen. Still today I hope to see you running right back to me. Never forget the night I walked out your door. Walking down those stairs, I had to look once more. And I know you had every right to ask me to leave. Now there's nothing that I can say, well, all I can do is grieve. No, you're the sweetest thing that I've ever seen. Still today I hope to see you running right back to me. It still kills me to see you every time I do. 'Cause now you smile at me and I feel like such a fool. No, now that we were simply never meant to be. But I can't stop asking myself, do you ever think of me? No, you're the sweetest thing that I've ever seen. Still today I hope to see you running right back to me. Still today I hope to see you running right back to me. Still today I hope to see you running right back to me. Thank you very much. All right, this next one actually is is one that I'm going to ask Chris to pick up his acoustic, and he and I are just going to do a little acoustic duo song here. Because, you know, I love, in shows, I love doing stuff. I love kind of seeing the way that different songs piece together, because Explode Here is one of the songs that's on my next album. And it's got a full band to it. And so on the album. But Chris and I, we did an acoustic duo show in Boston, I don't know when it was, like at the end of March or something like that. And we did this song just as a duo, and I thought it sounded pretty cool, so I thought we'd share it with you here. This is called Explode. Cold morning, and you're still on my mind. I'm so tired of seeing your ghost when I open my eyes. Out here on this corner, just to see you again. This hold that you got on me will bring me down in the end. Sometimes when I'm lonely, I let you creep in my head. I just can't stop replaying that night I held you in my bed. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna explode. It's starting to show. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna explode. This moment we had was gone way too fast. Still I feel like I'm going to. Oh, I keep telling myself that I'm fine, and I can't get you out of my mind, and I'm burning inside, and I feel like too fast. Still I feel like I'm going to. Thank you very much. That's that song I wrote. I went to a conference in Nashville, and it was a music conference with a bunch of musicians around, and you know I started chatting up a couple people, and this you know a group of people who were like, oh yeah, we're all doing this, and I'm working on that, and it was a lot of fun story. And there was this one girl there who looks at me and goes, you should come out with us tonight. We're going partying on Broadway. And of course I started going, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And so I'm like, you know what? I will let you know. Just shoot me a note, and then we'll talk. And so I go back to my hotel room alone. And I go back to my hotel room, and I'm hanging out, and I'm doing some work. And fortunately, there was this work that kind of came up that had to happen, right? So I was able to shut it down quickly. Like, listen, I got paid for this tomorrow. If it doesn't get done tonight, I don't get paid. As a very quick way to shut down the conversation, right? No matter what the next thing was. But I was started thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? Somewhere, there's a variation of this story where the person in my role is not as wise as I am. I'm like, let's tell that guy's story, right? And that's where Explode came from, because I remember a friend of mine, a very, very close friend of mine, actually was sharing me with this time that he was the one that was not as wise, and shared with me and this was long after it all happened and the fallout had all kind of broken up and whatnot. And he was telling me, he's like, of course I felt bad for what I did to her. I felt bad for all these things, but I never expected the torture that it put on my own gut and my own soul to go through all these things. And I'm like, you know what? You are a phenomenal learning device, I guess. I don't know, but anyway. So let's roll with. We're gonna roll with a song called "Sunny T." Right? Yeah. See, he's got it in big letters. I can read his. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay for a while. You could ride through me with just one flash of that smile. I hate to see you go, but you look so good at walking away. I don't know just what you do to me. There's something about you, gets me drunk on sunny tea. Hold up there, give me one last twirl. I don't mean to stare, but I can't take my eyes off that pearl. Maybe in the morning I'll see you again, but you'll be sitting there like some kind of friend. I don't know just what you do to me. There's something about you, gets me drunk on sunny tea. I just want to see you one last time, maybe find a way to ease my mind. I don't know just what you do to me. There's something about you, gets me drunk on Sunday tea. I don't know just what you do to me. There's something about you, gets me drunk on Sunday tea. Everyone's like, is it over yet? Are we done? Well, give it up for Hermit Woods here, man. Let's yeah. Thank you very much for supporting live music and for doing the things that you do. This is really cool. It's live music is. It's going through an interesting time right now. People like Beyonce and J-Lo are canceling tours and canceling concerts, but because of people like you and places like this specifically, we get to keep doing what we're doing. So thank you, Bob, for doing your thing here at Hermit Woods. Thank you all for being here. This is really cool. And I love the fact that you started this whole thing in your master bedroom, because I know what wine smells like as it's fermenting. And it's not good. It smells great on the other end, right? But that's very cool. I love that story. It's the American dream, right? See what I did there? Hey, speaking of the American dream, they make you sign a handbook when you start writing songs as a folk rock singer-songwriter that you will write a song about the American experience. It's like part of the rules. If not, they take your guitar away from you. And so I wrote a song called American Dream because I'm very creative. And as I was getting ready to put out my album, thank you for laughing at that. As I was getting ready to put out my album, I was taking a look around to see what else was out there, and shockingly enough, there are a lot of other songs called American Dream, right? Surprise, surprise. What was a surprise, though, was that there was another guy named Ian Campbell down in Connecticut who wrote a song called American Dream and then named his record American Dream. I'm like, you know what? I can't call my song American Dream now. So I thought and I thought and I thought, and I used all my creative powers, and I came up with nothing. I had no idea what to call this thing. And so I said, this is my American Dream. And then I figured, well, at least it'll clear the 33%, right? And so I went for it. And so this is my American Dream. 1, 2, 3, 4. An old pickup wheel and an open road, the warm sun shining wherever we go. Watch the road disappear as the days go by, with the windows down, moving into the night. This is my American dream, my American dream. Life completely different than the one next to me. Working 9-to-5 job for the minimum wage. I got a lot of money, but my mortgage gets paid. I got my kids and my wife, got to keep me whole. I don't need much, I got all I ask for. This is my American dream, my American dream. Life completely different the one next to me. Somewhere on the road tonight, someone's about to drive by. Someone who looks different, and he thinks he's not living right. Never felt right in his own skin, this world that he's living in. We're all too quick to judge him, even no one knows where he's been. Tonight, when the lights flash by, gazing in the moonlight, why can't I live my life? I got my hands on the wheel as he's flashing his lights, not causing any trouble, just wanna make it home tonight. This is my American dream, American dream, a life completely different than the one next to me. And it's my American dream, my American dream, a life completely different than the one next to me. Thank you so much. So, we're all friends here now, right? Yeah? You feel like that? Can I try something for you guys? I've done this 3 times my entire life. I'm gonna play the piano in public. How much they don't want me to do this. I'm kidding. Now, I was a music major for a short time in college, and for the short time that I went to college. And I learned a little bit of piano, but piano's been in my family for generations, right? I mean, everybody plays piano, except for me. I played drums when I was 10, and then started doing other things and played guitar and all these other things. But I never really learned this, right? And so I wrote a song called "When Things Fall Apart," and it's on the next album that's coming out here. And when I went through the recording process and producing it, I started developing it, and it became this like amazing piano song because the guy that I had playing piano was spectacular. And I was hoping to find a spectacular piano player to come with us today, but you've got me. And so this song is called "When Things Fall Apart," and we lived in Denver shortly before we moved here, and we had what we thought were some pretty great friends out there, but turned out things fell apart when we left because I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but it seemed to me that it was because people couldn't really kind of wrap their head around the fact that, moving to another place that didn't make sense could be a step up or a step in the right direction for us. And so we went anyway, and we're here now. And if we hadn't come here, I never would have released an album. I never would have gotten a chance to connect with all you people. And you people back there, too. Sorry my back is to you. But
But this song is about that feeling, that kind of shock and surprise when friendships fall apart. Because you kind of expect that relationships and romantic relationships might fall apart. You know that going in. But friendships, you kind of think, oh, we're forever, right? But that's not always the case. So this is a song that's kind of about that. So long, my friend. I guess I always knew some days would end. I wish you the best, but it's so hard to admit you were just like the rest. I'm gonna go my own way, and I don't care if you don't like the choices that I make, 'cause it's always a shame when things fall apart, when the calls go unanswered and you're back to the start, from friends to the end, never seeing you again. It's always a shame when things fall apart. We had some good times, but it's hard to see things in. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. I'll miss what we had after all that we've been through. Well, clocks just don't turn back. I'm gonna go my own way. I don't care if you don't like the choices that I make, 'cause it's always a shame when things fall apart, when the calls go unanswered and you're back to the start, from friends to the end, to never seeing you again. It's always a shame when things fall apart. Maybe we'll meet again someday. I don't think I'll ever get to call you my friend again, and I'll miss what we had after all that we've been through. It's all in the past, 'cause it's always a shame when things fall apart, when the calls go unanswered and you're back to the start, from friends to the end, to never seeing you again. It's always a shame when things fall apart. Things fall apart. Things fall apart. All falls apart. Thank you. Proof positive that a beautiful instrument does in fact make you a better musician. This old house is crackling, that cold damp air is creeping in. There's not much left to do to keep out the storm, but I'm here by this fireside. It's the only place that's nice inside. Come and rest your feet next to mine, 'cause the storm out there might be be raging hot, but I got some ideas that could take us far. And you know I know just how to keep you home, to keep you home, to keep you home. You know I got a way to keep you home. You hate the cold, and these long winters, they sure get old. But sometimes it feels like it's creeping right under your skin. But it won't take much to shake things up. We'll turn up the heat and get out of this rut. Just join me by this fire for all the heat that we need. Cause the storm out there might be raging hard, but I got some ideas that could take us far. And you know I know just how to keep you home, to keep you home, to keep you home. You know I got a way to keep you home. But I got some ideas that could take us far. And you know I know just how to keep you home, to keep you home, to keep you home. You know I got a way to keep you home, to keep you home. You know I got a way to keep you warm. You know I got the way to keep you warm. Thank you very much. Oh, man, we are cruising. How's everybody feeling tonight? Yeah, loving it? All right, I love that. I love that. I thank you so much. So this song here, this is a song called Blank Page. And you know, I play in Vermont. I play a lot solo, right? I play a lot of the restaurants and the bars and things like that, the bar circuit out there, which is all well and good. But the best part about it is that you get to meet people, and because you know, one of the things I love most about this job is that I get to connect with people. I get to hang out with people. I get to spend time. I get to communicate musically with people and share some very, very human moments with other people, and I love that. And one night I was playing, and there were about, you know, it was stick season in Vermont, which meant that there was nobody in town because we live in a ski resort town, and so, you know, in November, no one's around. And so there were about 4 people in the bar, and after my show, this dude walks up to me and says, "Hey, I play guitar too." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then, you know, he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah, take a play, take a shot here," and he started playing around a little bit, and he actually pretty good. And so I said, "Hey, let's get together and play some tunes." And so we did, and now that guy is sitting to my right here. This is Chris Antonides. And so one day we were hanging out, and we were kind of getting bored of just playing random stuff, and I said, "Let's write something." And I have this idea board that I keep on my wall with Post-it notes of ideas. And there was a song that I'd started when I had writer's block. I started writing a song about writer's block. It seemed fitting to me at the time. And it was, at the beginning, it was probably one of the worst songs that I'd ever written in my entire life. You'll find that is a common thread throughout a lot of my songwriting stories. But we sat down with it because there was something nagging at me, and I'm just like, I can't let it go. And so we wrote this song called Blank Page, and here it is. to be true. If I let it all out, I'll have too much to prove. Don't know why nothing's coming right now. All I know is that I really need to break me somehow. Don't know why I'm so troubled by this blank page. The lines on the page, they all look the same. I'm afraid to find out I got nothing left to say. I think I'm starting to fade. This has never been so hard. Done it so many times. Now I feel it all falling apart. Don't know why I'm so troubled right now. All I know is that I really need to break me somehow. Don't know why I'm so troubled by this blank page. Troubled right now. All I know is that I really need to break me somehow. Don't know why I'm so troubled by this blank page. Thank you so much, everybody. So are we good for a few more tunes? Yeah. I know we're running. We're a timely people. But I'm actually going to play. I'm going to ask these guys to take a short break and play this. I want to play this song by myself too, because this is a song I wrote for that beautiful wife of mine that I've referenced a few times. I say, when I left Rochester, I was single. I moved to San Diego. I married my wife. We moved to Denver. We had our first son. We moved to Vermont. We had our second son. And so I have to stop moving because I don't need any more family members until grandkids come along. Then Lindsay has always told my wife Lindsay, my wife and my sister have the same name, which is something. She's always told me, she's like, we just need to. You were made to be a grandfather, so just and turns out I was made to be a dad too. So when grandkids come along, that's gonna be a different story. But anyway, I wrote this song. This is the first song. I stopped playing music for a little while, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But I stopped playing music for a little while until I found out that first son was coming along, and then I started playing again, and I started writing again. And the thing that inspired me to write my first song back, after not writing for a very long time, I was standing in the doorway of the nursery, and I was watching my wife nurse our son, and our son Quinn, and I thought to myself, man, motherhood does look good on her. And then because I do what I do, I'm like, that's a great title for a song. And so this is a song called Motherhood Looks Good on You. When I first heard the news,
didn't know what to say. I didn't know where we'd go, but I knew our lives would change. And I couldn't imagine this with anyone better than you. And you've always been a beauty, but I know this one thing's true. Motherhood sure looks good on you. Through all of my fears, all those things I never know, your love saw me through. Your uncertainty never showed. And I couldn't believe that I'm as lucky as this. And you've always been a beauty, but I know this one thing's true. Motherhood sure looks good on you. With all of the things that we've yet to come, I'm thrilled just to know that we've just begun. Have just begun. I'm standing here staring at our baby and you, and I still can't imagine just how this could all be true. And you've always been a beauty, but I know this one thing's true. That's unexpected. And you've always been a beauty, but I know this one thing's true. Motherhood sure looks good on you. Thank you so much. Well, folks, we got a couple more tunes here, and I'm going to do another kind of a slower one here. But you know, I can't tell you how much I love the fact that you all are here, and how much I appreciate you being here. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what we've got going on here, you know, like we're on all the I'm on all the streaming channels. It's at official Ian Campbell on all the social channels. I've got and my website is officialiancampbell.com, so you can check that out. And there's a place to join an email community and do all these sorts of things. And so, you know, all the things that you expect, you know, a guy like me would have, I got. So, you know, would love to have you join me if you feel so inclined. You're on acoustic. But you know, this is a blast, man. This is so much fun, and you know, like we play around, and I try and do all the full band stuff that we can. We get to because we get to do all this thing, and I love playing with guys. I love playing with these guys. This is Chris Morano over here on the bass guitar. CJ Barrett over here on the drums. And Chris Antonides on the utility guitar. But like I said, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. This song is a song I wrote for my son. You know, and this is the song I wrote for my son Quinn. It was about a year and a half after. He was about a year and a half old or so, and
And everybody says, you know, like, you must have tons of content. I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, a lot of it's not good. You know, like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to write a song about the diaper changing in the middle of the night. You know, I mean, like, give me some, wait, let me figure this out here. And so I finally did, and it hit me as I was on the road, driving down I-70 on the way back from Breckenridge. And I pulled over to the side of the road on I-70, and I pulled out my phone, and I started furiously taking notes to get this down. This is called Quinn's song. I hope the best you've ever seen is the worst you'll ever see, and your life keeps getting better from here. And when things start to get tough and you can't take anymore, just remember the life you're fighting is worth fighting for. And as you get older, the world will get rough. Protect you, but I hope that's enough, so that when I'm not with you, you can look back and say that all the little things always slip away, that all the little things slip away. I can't promise you riches, I tried that before. But as long as you got your friends, you'll never be poor. But I know sometimes it seems you can never do enough. But keep your eyes on the horizon, and it'll always pay off. And as you get older, the world will get rough. I can't always protect you, but I hope that it's enough, so that when I'm not with you, you can look back and say that all the little things always slip away, that all the little things slip away. At the end of the day, I want everything for you, but I know that not all your dreams will come true. And at the end of it all, when you look back at your life, if you can say that you were happy, well, then I'd be satisfied. And as you get older, the world will get rough. I can't always protect you, but I hope that it's enough, so that when I'm not with you, you can look back and say that all the little things always slip away, that all the little things slip away, that all the little things slip away. Thank you so much. Well, we've got one last tune for tonight, and I'm gonna make Chris change the guitar again. You're supposed to clap after the song, not when I say we've got one last tune. We got one last tune. Woo! Thank God. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh man, sorry, I had to. But yeah, man, I've had such a blast, and I really do. Like I said, I've said this a couple times now, but I really do thank you all for being here. And I've said this too, that I love the fact that I get to connect. I get to share these human moments with people. I get to stand up here and get choked up singing about songs of my wife, and I get to do so with you. I get to sing a song about my son, and I get to do so with you. I get to make a deep connection with you, hopefully in some way, shape, and form, and hopefully share a little bit of light, share a little bit of love, and whatnot. Because that is, I feel like that's more and more what we need in this world today. So thank you, I appreciate that, so I would love for you to come and talk to us after the show. We're gonna be, we'll be hanging out for a little while. We do, like was mentioned before, we do have some merch over there. Do merch a little bit differently. There's no price tags on anything. It's just like all little things to bring home and remember our night together. I do have the Stories from an Old Set of Strings CD over there. Got some leather keychains. I'm a leather worker as well, and so I made some keychains, some leather keychains over there. I got those. Got some stickers and patches and guitar picks. If you're a guitar player, that guitar picks will say Ian Campbell on them. That are more just for my own ego than anything else. But I think they're kind of cool. So take a look and come hang out. I'm going to be hanging out over there afterwards. So come say hi and share share some stories with me too. But like I said, I appreciate you being here. This last song is a song called "Better Days." This is the single that's out right now about that for the new record, and this is "Better Days."
Well, I remember growing up, sweet 16. She was the finest young girl that I ever had seen. Finally got the courage to ask her out to eat. She said, well, okay, but how about a movie instead? Well, 2 months later, she sat me down and cried. Said, I just can't keep this love alive. And I hugged her and said, well, I guess I'll go. But then I saw her just the other day, and I swear my voice, it just gave me away. All thinking about all those things that might have been, and taking me back to some better days. These little things, they all remind me everything that might have been. And sometimes it seems to me that those days just might have been better days. Well, a few years later, time to show flown by, and another young girl, she caught my eye. She said, well, hey, you, why don't you sing me a song? Maybe some Simon and Garfunkel or the Grateful Dead. Who knows, I might even sing along. Well, we really hit it off, but we moved too fast. I should have known it just wouldn't last. She said, you're leaving, so I'm gonna go. But then I saw her just the other day, and I swear my voice, it just gave me away. All thinking about all those things that might have been, and taking me back to some better days. These little things, they all remind me everything that might have been. And sometimes it seems to me that those days just might have been better days.
better days. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Ian Campbell. It was Chris Morano, CJ Barrett, and Chris Antonides. Thank you so much. I hope I get to see y'all again real soon. Cheers, all.